actually held the lead. Oh, dude, I thought Reimer was gonna tie it for sure. Hi, everyone. Hello. Austin Matthews. Well, time for a rebuild. This team is ruining my life. Actually, one sec. There you go, Timmy. Back on the wall. You earned this. The Leafs earned this. We all earned this. The Leafs win. It's 3-2 over the Florida Panthers. Take it, the Leafs won. The Leafs won. Timmy's back on the wall. Okay, you're the Panthers. Want the tying goal? No. Want the tying goal? No. Want the tying goal? Freddy! No, give me that. Go ahead with your Anderswin. Go ahead with your Anderswin. How about Anderstud? Huh? How about Sensational? How about Anderswin? Marner was the clear first star of the game, but you gotta give it to Freddy. Bozak had 2 goals. How have you gone this far into the video without mentioning him? Freddy! All of a sudden, after 3 games on home ice, Frederik Andersen has 2 wins, and in those 2 wins, he led in a combined 3 goals. Now let's talk about the game. Roberto Luongo starting in net for the Florida Panthers, despite the fact that he tweeted that Reimer was going to get all the Leafs games because Luongo didn't want to face Austin Matthews. Too bad you got to face him. Also, I'm sure Luongo thought he was playing mind games. Do you know how much more my mind is at rest knowing that I don't have to cheer against Reimer now? You know what, Roberto, for using that strategy,
you're completely wrong.
That's right. That's right. You tell him, best friend. I know he's your teammate. Tough love. To start the first period, I thought Freddy looked really good early on. He looked a lot more calm and poised, still a little too aggressive, but all the shots that were at his pads didn't end up back in front of him. He redirected them into the corner and along the boards. And I'm looking at the D pairings for this game and I go, all right, there's something there. They're finally trying out Riley Zaitsev. Oh, thank goodness. I can't wait to see how this works. Morgan. Riley gives it away, strands Nikita Zaitsev with a 2-on-1 featuring Jaromir Jagr. Welcome to the big leagues, kid. He sets up Marshmallow, whatever his name is, and he blasts it. Perfectly executed pass, perfectly executed shot. 1-0 Panthers. Good luck, Fred. They were breaking down this goal. Was Anderson a little too aggressive on that? Yeah, for sure. But that doesn't change the fact that it still would have required like a save of the year candidate to stop that. And if you heard the most recent Steve Dangle podcast, you know that I was calling out the veterans, and unfortunately for Morgan Riley, guy's still in his early 20s, he's one of them. And you can't be so careless like that. And just like that, the Leafs are down on home ice early again. And Babcock breaks up that pairing right away, which I gotta say, I don't agree with. I know the Leafs pulled off the win, but one bad play, and you're gonna just tear the whole thing apart? Just forget it. I hope Riley Zaitsev gets another chance because you got a lefty on the left, you got a righty on the right. It's probably the best lefty on your team. It's probably the best righty on your team. Could be a really, really good pair for years to come. Nylander, he hits the post, and it's gonna be one of those games you just feel it. And I don't know if I've mentioned it in these videos yet this season, but I've been watching every Leaf game going, why don't they take more shots from the point? Doesn't have to be a blast, but at least float it on from the point. Hope for a tip. You got JVR in front, maybe he'll tip it in. You got a lot of guys who can do that. I see them getting into all these stick battles and puck battles, and you know what? It's great. I love the fight, but they're losing a lot of pucks. Just over a minute to go in the first. Connor Kirk puts it on. Does it go in? No, but Mitch Marner ends up with the puck. Marner gives it to Zaitsev. Zaitsev floats it on, and Bozak with a nasty little changeup on Bobby Luke. Guess what? Leafs tied game heading into intermission. 2 rookies assisting on young Bozak's goal. Let's see, how old is he? 30? Holy smokes, we're old. Second period, Panthers on the power play. Man, the Leafs have taken way too many penalties so far this season. Marshmallow comes in. He snipes on Anderson. I still think Riley might have got a piece of it, but either way, it beats him 2-1. Cats. Oh, look, there's another goal to beat Anderson high. He can't keep getting beaten high glove. Well, if you don't think high glove is the weak spot for most goalies around the NHL,
you're completely wrong.
Tell him, best friend. Go ahead. About halfway through the game, the Leafs kill off another penalty, and now they can rely. Cross crease pass, stretching Anderson out, and a 10-bell save to keep the Leafs in the game and only down by 1. In fact, he made a couple of those. That's your goalie giving you a chance to win, and you know, that's all you can ask out of your goaltender is that they keep you in it. I know they can't score any goals, but they can prevent them and stop the puck at key times in the game. Sorry, to give you the opportunity to win. And the Leafs awarded Anderson by clearing the zone. Nope, another scoring chance like 2 seconds later. He stopped that too. More than once in this game, I know the Leafs want to carry the puck out. I don't blame them for employing that strategy. In fact, I encourage them to employ that strategy, but they had a couple chances to just get the puck out of the zone. All you got to do is clear it. and they didn't, and it led to multiple Panthers scoring chances. Emeka's failed attempts to clear are kind of boring. A lot of them don't make it onto highlight packs, which often are max 90 seconds. And some guys looking at the highlights going, way to go, Anderbum. How about you're a bum? You're a bum, sir, and a patoot. You know what? The Panthers are winning 2-1, but if you don't think that Anderswin is the reason the Leafs are still in this game,
You're completely wrong.
that's right. That's absolutely right. When will Freddy get to enjoy the fruits of his labor? Oh, look, there goes Mitch Marner. And wow, these rookies, they make plays. Mitch Marner makes plays that with my Leaf eyes, I'm used to watching and not anticipating that anything is going to happen because it usually ends in failure. Instead, he pulls off this wicked slingshot pass to JVR. He banks that in because he's James Van Hockey, and it's tied deuce. 4 minutes later, the Leafs are on another offensive rush. The puck ends up behind Mitch Marner in kind of an awkward position, which means the play is dead. Wrong, because Mitch Marner is young and flexible, and everyone knows it's Slanky around to Tyler Bozak. 3-2 Leafs. Wicked, disgusting setup of the year candidate. How many more times am I going to say of the year candidate? Setup of the year candidate for Mitch Marner, but a very underrated finish by Bozak. That was nasty. Because you can make a nasty pass, you can make a filthy setup all you want, but you need someone to finish. And what happened in this case when the Leafs needed a someone? You changed the setting from stun to kill. Bose Lightyear to the rescue, and the Leafs head into the third period with a lead. Nuts. Part of me was going, Leafs maybe let an easy one in on purpose. Oh, the Leafs in third period leads, they can't. But how about 9 minutes of big glove save from Freddy? Freddy was on top of his game in this one. The Panthers even tried to stab him in the face. Stick goes through Freddy's mask, he's bleeding all over the place, and if you don't think I was panicking,
You're completely wrong.
it was frightening, James. I was frightened! And this is the emotional damage this season has done to me because the Leafs didn't convert on the power play. They had a couple good chances, but they didn't convert. And then there's something like 3 minutes left. I'm like, oh, that's so much time. That is the world of time. Children were conceived and born in that amount of time. Face off in the Leaf zone with 8.3 seconds to go, and I'm like, oh my god, the Leafs allowed a game-tying goal against the Washington Capitals last year. There were only 0.8 seconds left in the game. They have time to score like 10.3 of those. And then, an amazing thing happened. Tick, tick, tick. The Leafs won a game. None of this choking stuff. None of this pity point bull crap. 2 points! The victory point! That's the point you get from victory! And I know it was only the Leafs' second win of the season, and I know it took them 7 games to hit their second win, and I know the Florida Panthers are incredibly injury depleted, but if you think that I am not super stoked about a big Leafs comeback win, a big Frederik Andersen bounce back win, well,
You're completely wrong.
that's right! God, I miss you. This is exactly what the Leafs needed, like, through and through. Mitch Marner, first star of the game, a few incredible setups. Yes, he was probably the Leafs' most valuable player. But, stepping outside of the easy name there, the vets had a huge game that the Leafs desperately needed the vets to have. JVR, huge. Bozak, huger. Komarov, I thought, was back to his pesky self. I like Kadri's game, and what can't be said about Frederik Andersen. Now, one thing that definitely worried me about Freddy was during the game they were showing how many goals he's given up high blocker, and then when Yager accidentally tripped him, you saw Frederik Andersen go down, and before he hit the ice, he tried to grab the net, and he was slow to get up, and I couldn't help but observe that the arm he tried to catch the net with was his right arm. His right shoulder. And I see him stretching it afterwards, and I'm like, oh, Freddy. I screwed up my shoulder about a year ago. It still hurts to brace with. I just don't have the Leafs physiotherapist. But I tell you what, no issue in this one. Leafs win. Question of the game, Seth Griffith making his Leafs debut. What did you think of that? I thought he was pretty good. Little fire plug. Guy can skate. I know the guy can score goals, but Babcock's talking about his 200-foot game, which I thought was all right in this one, with limited minutes, so maybe temper expectations so far. And the big one that a lot of people were asking me about on Twitter, no video tribute for James Reimer at the ACC. You know my love of James. You know how much I love Optimus Rhyme, and I bet you're expecting me to say Leafs for not giving Reimer a video tribute.
You're completely wrong.
He said it, not me. But honestly, I get it. I think the moment that video tributes for former Leafs died, at least for a lot of Leafs fans, was when they showed a video tribute of Darcy Tucker and then he scored a power play goal for the Avalanche right after. Granted, Reimer was the backup goalie in this one and I don't think he was going to score a power play goal, but you know what I mean. The Leafs Centennial seems to be different from other celebrations that we've seen in the past, particularly the Habs. It's not so much about honoring the past as it is moving on into the future. And I got a funny tweet from Hardev, people saying, where's the Reimer tribute video? Hey! It's on Steve Dangle's YouTube channel. In case you couldn't tell from this video, I sat down with James Reimer, did a little interview with him after the Panthers morning skate, and that is the previous video on this channel, so why don't you go and check that out. In fact, I probably put something clickable somewhere on this screen. And I wrote a post to go along with the video that's in sportsnet.ca, so why don't you check that out too. That is it for this one. A win. We all deserve that. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. And let's build on it.